This is a 2008 Hyundai Tucson. It's a pretty special vehicle, well, because it's mine. It's probably one of the most reliable vehicles I've ever owned. And with over 285,000 kilometers on the clock, it's led a pretty hard life. You see, it is actually our filming vehicle, and as such, it goes off-road, gets hammered around racetracks, and travels hundreds of kilometers every week with barely a hiccup. But this review isn't about this car, it's about that one. The 2016 Hyundai Tucson. We will not speak of the iX35. We want to see just how much of a difference 8 years has made. The 2016 Hyundai Tucson has an air of familiarity about it. You could climb out of that 2008 model and into this one, and things feel the same. Now, I'm not talking about the tactile surfaces, but rather the way controls fall to hand and even your seating position. Now, with it being a 2016 model, naturally everything has been upgraded. And there's much better tactile surfaces in here. There's leather, upgraded switchgear. It's all very, very nice, but it still maintains that Tucson-ness. Now, the model that we have here is the four-wheel drive Elite Turbo. It has all the bells and whistles you could possibly think of. Sunroof, leather seats, auto aircon, cruise control, you name it, it's in here. There's very little that you can actually spec as an extra on this model. In fact, I think the only thing that you can really get is a 15,000 Rand navigation package. Now, the Elite model that we have on test here is powered by a 1.6 litre turbocharged motor. That's going to give you a very healthy 130 kilowatts, 265 Newton meters of torque. That all makes for a very, very engaging drive. You see, depressing the accelerator is going to see you on the wrong side of the speed limit before you know what's good for you. My biggest niggle in the Tucson, though, is this gearbox, a 7-speed DCT. Now, I'm not really sure whether it's the programming, but it seems snatchy and grabby in traffic, and it kind of spoils the ride. But all is forgiven when you push this little button. Yes, it has a sport mode, and that changes everything. All of a sudden, the changes are quicker, the throttle is more responsive, much more engaging drive. The problem with that is your fuel consumption goes through the roof. Now, I have been driving in sport mode, and I have been averaging about 9.8 litres per 100. Manufacturer reckons 8.9 if you're driving it in the normal mode. Another thing that you could probably do without is this four-wheel drive system. You see, the Tucson is a very pretty car, and I fail to see where you're going to be taking this very pretty car off-road, unless you live up a dirt road on top of a mountain, 90 kilometers outside of the city. The styling of the new Tucson puts it squarely in and amongst with its competitors. You have good ground clearance and Nice set of 19-inch wheels, much like you're going to get on the Kadjar, Sportage and Qashqai. There's just the right amount of urban, suburban styling, which is going to make sure that you aren't out of place on the school run or out on the farm. So Hyundai brought back the Tucson name for the fans. Now, at 8 years apart, there is an unmistakable Tucson DNA that is shared with these vehicles, which makes the consumers love them so much. Now, as a Tucson owner and somebody who really likes the brand, it pains me to say this, but you really are going to have to take a look at some of the other competitors in this segment before you put your money down this Tucson.